Hi. Interpersonal communication class, we're getting there. We really are. Chapter 9 is upon us. And I'm fond of it. I really am. Or I wouldn't be teaching it to you. All right. And then, chapter 10, chapter 10, how to maintain that best friend or soulmate relationship, that life partner relationship. What are the skills to sticking around with people, staying close. All right. So hold on for that ride. And please don't forget the nature of my course, how to talk to and listen to and get along with almost anybody, no matter what their truth is. You're going to get along with them. For the love of God, coexistence, please. Okay? How to communicate with people that don't necessarily share our same truth, you know? And once again, I'm not talking about the Unabomber. I'm not talking about the terrorists, domestic or international. Okay? I'm talking about people that just don't share our truth, and we have to work with these people. We get to coexist with them. All right? So there. All right, let's press forward here now. Chapter 9. All right? Chapter 9, we're going to complicate Tony. Chapter 9, we're going to complicate Tony even more. Because as Tony is opening up in Johare, and it all links together. Listen, as Tony is opening up to Tina in Johare to satisfy the Maslowian layer of love and belonging, right? He has to communicate to Tina. He has to communicate clearly to Tina. About what? About himself. He has to know himself. Then he has to show himself. How? With words and his nonverbals. See how everything kind of adds together? There's a big picture here if you think about it, and I strongly suggest you think about it. So here's what we're going to do in Chapter 9. We're going to complicate Tony even more, and then we're going to show you systematically the stages of relationships, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and we're going to try to get Tony and Tina through those stages. And at the same time, you can sort of think about your own relationships with friends, with family members, and see where you might be in some of these stages of relationships. But right now, today we're just going to complicate Tony. All right? So you know what was in Tony's inner core before. You better. I mean, you should. Ad nauseum. We have, and ad nauseum. I just keep saying it, and you don't understand it. It's Latin for we've talked about it so long we're sick of it. Okay? Ad nauseum, close to nausea. Okay? So you know what's in Tony's inner core. We have talked about it ad nauseum. Okay? His feelings, his values, his beliefs, or the things he thinks are true. Okay? And now we have added the big E for experience. That is what was in Tony's core that he was showing Tina in Johare, opening up, moving things from that hidden quadrant to the open quadrant. Ooh, yay, Tony. Yeah, because it's necessary, as we'll see in the next couple of chapters, this one and 10. All right? But let's complicate Tony just a little bit more, because I want to give you now the big picture. I didn't want to do this all at once. A lot to think about. Also, in the inner core of Tony, inside that brick wall of who Tony really, ooh, that's fun. Ooh, hi. Inside that brick wall of who Tony really is are some other stuff, some other stuff. How's that? How's that for an English teacher? Some other things inside that brick wall, specifically, and I'm gonna drop this in. I'm gonna drop this in, and I'm gonna show you that inside that brick wall now of Tony are the little C's, the little G's, and the I's. You can still see the feelings, values, and beliefs. You know, the F's and the B's and the V's. You can still see the experiences, the E's, but inside that inner core now, we've got these C's and G's and I's. I'm going to tell you what that's about, all right? I'm going to tell you what that's about. Ready? Ready? This will be fun. These long pauses make the people that are watching it in double speed go, whoa. Is he frozen? Did he die? Okay, listen, I'm gonna show you what the C stands for. The C stands for Tony's culture. Tony's culture, and this is a complicated one. Tony's culture is based on a number of different constructs. A number of different concepts. Tony's culture is based on the tribal of Tony, the geo of Tony, and it's also based on Tony's gender. And I want to have a discussion with you here about this. Many of us have a tribe, tribal. All right. Now, Tony just so happens to belong to the tribe of the American Italians. Tony Mastaccioli, we've been talking about him being Italian for a long time. Tony I might have picked somebody else, like Sid, who's Czechoslovakian or Polish like I am, or Tom. I might have picked somebody else who's German, or from a culture or a tribe that's not Italian. But Tony is Italian. So that tribe that he belongs to are those Italians who are now living in the United States. You guys understand this. If you have some cultural, tribal norms, and we've just come through the holidays, we have. Let's take the holidays for example. Maybe you're from the great tribe of the Scandinavians, the Norwegians and the Scandinavians up here in Minnesota. I mean, that's a pretty good guess. Maybe you belong to the tribe of transplanted Norwegians and Swedes who are up here in Minnesota because that's where your forefathers chose to settle. I guarantee you that some of you made lefse over the holidays. Lefse. And now I'm saying lefse, and people that aren't from that tribe are going, what? Or you're thinking about some fish soaked in lye. No, see, that's lutefisk. Okay? But the Swedes and the Norwegians up here in Minnesota, they know the difference between lefse and lutefisk. And Tony's tribe has its own traditions, its own language, its own words that are still used. Okay? Now I'm going to just ask you a hypothetical here. What are your tribal norms? What are your tribal norms? Because you're German or Swedish or Polish. Okay? What are your tribe? Joswiak, I don't have a tribe. And I don't even know, I'm American. Okay, listen. That's a tribe. That's a tribe. Your family has been here so long, you don't practice any of the things that you used to, over in Scotland. You don't parade around in kilts. Okay? That was horrible. That was a horrible Scottish attempt, okay? I got better Scottish attempts. But let's pretend your family has been here so long, okay? You can stand and fight, or you can go back to your farms. No, your family has been here so long, there's no Scottish left in you. And now you're up in uptown Minneapolis, living in an spandy apartment, okay? But you now have this urban tribe called uptowners that you hang around with and you live with and you play with. We all have that tribal part of us. Now, that C in the middle of who Tony is, that C, all those C's, some of them are because he's a member of the Italian American tribe. Okay? He knows exactly, what's in Mastacholi. Okay? Tony Mastacholi. I don't know. Hi, listen. Oh man, the other aspect of culture is the G for geo. Okay, it's also part of the C because the G actually represents group level. We'll get to it, but inside the C's are also the geo norms of that culture. What? Yeah, listen, Tony is an American Italian, but geographically, he lives in Minnesota, and that makes him different in the inner core than the American Italians who live in Florida. It's true. Our geography gives us complex, sort of culture. It's a true story. So those C's are filled with the tribal and now the geo, which stands for geography. Tony knows what's snow, and Tony knows how to drive in the snow. And the American Italians down in Florida don't. Yeah, Tony knows how to skate, etc. Tony knows that there are moments of black ice, and there are some Italian Americans down in Texas that have no flippin' clue what he's talking about, because he is an Italian American from Minnesota. All right. Also, in the cultural part of the C are the gender norms, and I'm not being sexist here. I'm not. Okay, but Tony's tribe has gender norms, and many tribes do. Okay, some tribes, I don't know, have drum ceremonies, and everybody expects it in the tribe. Some tribes, pray to the god Mother Earth. Some tribes do. In Tony's tribe, inside the gender, there's differences too. The gender norms of Tony's tribe. For instance, in Tony's tribe, you don't ask Grandpa for the family recipe for tomato sauce. You don't. Why? Because the gender norms inside his tribe are such that the female, has passed on that recipe for generations. It has been passed on from feminine to divine feminine for eons. Tony's grandpa doesn't know exactly what's in there, but he loves the taste. Yummy. It's a gender norm. Okay? All right. So there we have it, the C's, the culture, made up of tribal, geo, and gender norms. Tribal, geo, and gender norms. All right. I'm just saying. In some cultures, the female is the healer, the medical people. Okay? All right? In some cultures, not. All right, here we go. The other thing that complicates Tony today is that is the G, okay? The G stands for group level information. Group level. Now, Tony is a male, Italian, American, who lives in Minnesota, okay? But he belongs to different groups than other male Italian Minnesotans, okay? So that's going to change him at that inner core. Tony plays football. We've already talked about it. He's a member of the Panther football team from Lakeville North. Okay, now, are there a couple of other Italian American males on that. Yeah, but Tony also belongs to a few other groups that they don't belong to. Tony, every Thursday night, goes down to the scout meeting because he's a scout. He's a Boy Scout. That group is going to give him some inner inside that brick wall information, that he will eventually share with Tina, just by being a scout, belonging to that group. Okay, he knows the difference between a tenderfoot and an eagle. He knows the scout motto. He knows how to tie 15 knots because he's got a merit badge. Listen, he knows something about that group and has learned and experienced some things inside that group that give him group level information. Okay? And for some wonky reason, for some weird and wonky reason, Tony was really attracted to the sport of curling. So now he's on a curling team and he goes curling. Okay? They have their own language. Okay? Tony knows that sport, and therefore is different at his inner core because of the group level information involved in that sport. Okay? Dude, there are so many groups out there. You've got your clubs, your book clubs, you've got your clubs at school, You've got the speech team, voices. Okay? There are so many different groups out there. Maybe Tony goes to Sylvandale Learning Center because he's flunking math. He's just flunking math. So he's in a group there, remedial math. Maybe. Okay? Maybe every Wednesday you go up the hill in Lakeville to one of these mega churches, and you do the youth group. Okay? That makes you different in your inner core. It does. All right. The C's, the G's, and now the I's. And the I's are important. And when you go to college, there are going to be some professors that lump the experiences you've had into this I column, but I don't, because I think it's separate. And one of my professors disagreed with the language of the academy at the time. And they told me not to lump it in there. And I'm not going to, because it's different. I think, hold on. Yum. Hi. I'm going to keep the experiences out of the I here. And I'm just going to run what's inside the individual level information inside that brick wall. Okay? These are Tony's personality traits. Now listen very carefully. These are Tony's personality traits. And I don't know, this is just Tony. Psychologically, this is just Tony. It's like your fingerprints. It's like the color of your eyeballs. Okay? Your personality traits are just part of who you are. All right? And honestly, like your emotions or feelings, you're not going to change those. You're not going to change it. Okay, listen, here's an example. Tony loves ice cream. So do a lot of, male 17-year-old Italian Americans. But Tony only loves vanilla ice cream. He will not eat anything else. Tony loves vanilla ice cream. Okay? And for some strange and weird reason, Tony, he doesn't like video games. He doesn't. These are personal preferences. These are psychological, sort of preferences. Tony doesn't like video games. It makes him sort of motion sick to play the video games. Okay? All right? Now, are you picking up what I'm laying down? Okay? And I hope you are. Okay? Hey, hi, come on in. I'm taping a lecture right now. Oh, don't be sorry. It happens all the time. Oh man. Okay, so listen. At that inner core, Tony's individual bits of information are the personality traits. Sometimes This dude flies off the handle because he has a temper. A temper. Okay? So sometimes he gets very, for instance, he went downtown and he ordered an ice cream and they gave him chocolate ice cream when he specifically ordered vanilla, and he started screaming at the people, "What? What? This is chocolate." All right. So really quick in hyperspeed. Oh, I'm running over. It's 24 seconds past what I planned. Listen, Tony now is complicated at his inner core. His inner core. He now owns these cultural, tribal, geo, and gender norms. He now owns the group level information of Tony and the individual idiosyncrasies that make up Tony Mastacholi. All right, he's complicated, and he has to start sharing all of these things now with Tina over time at great risk if he wants to make her his best friend. Wow. He's got a lot of work to do. And we'll get into those stages that they go through tomorrow. Now I'm gonna go talk to my daughter who just busted in here. So I'll be back tomorrow. Oh, hold on. I gotta quit this mess. Here we go.